What's going to happen to the top 5 altcoins in November? In this video, we're going to go over every single one of the top 5 altcoins in November and give our honest take based on the facts and the charts. Because the consensus says from the high majority of people that November is going to be a bloodbath. But what are the facts and the charts saying about the top altcoins on planet Earth? Hit that subscribe button. My name is Steve. Let's jump into the video. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for everybody's support. We were pumping out content for a couple weeks there and everyone was absolutely loving it. So thank you for everybody's support. Our video editors are a bit tired. We're going to take a little bit of a breather for these couple weeks. And then I want to try to hit it hard towards the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. Now I want to start with Ethereum because Ethereum has just done something major and you can see it up here. And everything is really following line for Ethereum. I also want to mention at the end of this video, if you really like me and you like what we're building here, I want to tell you a very inspirational story. So stay tuned for that. You will thank me later for hearing that story. Now, price action. Look at Ethereum and what it's just done. This was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle above this green line. The green line is the 21 MA. We're on the weekly chart. You may ask yourself, well, this is probably typical, right? We're below the green line for a while, we break above, and then we break down below and break above, and we do that, right? No. Usually it's the exact opposite. When we're in a bear market, like we were in 2018, and we break above this level, usually it spells pretty good things to follow. And you may say, well, how about the COVID crash? We broke down through it. Once we broke above here and held as support, this was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle. And you can see what happened after that. So once we have our breakthrough candle here, confirmation candle here, you can see what happened here. And you can go back as in the early days, right? The first time we fell below here and the end of 2016, the beginning of 2017, we had our breakthrough candle right here. We had our confirmation candle right here, and you can see what happened after that. So history tells us this is a very powerful level. During a bull run, holds as support. During a bear market, holds as resistance. Pretty simple, right? Ethereum is trying to change the whole trend. We've clearly, unequivocally been in a downtrend since November of last year. So for literally the past year, we've been having pretty big trouble and we're trying to reverse trend. It takes a lot of effort to reverse trend, but one thing we need is momentum. And you can see in the middle of your screen, this is the stochastic RSI. This is our momentum. When the blue line is on top, it's bullish. When the orange line is on top, it's bearish. Very simple. We just had a cross up. Our momentum is heading to the upside as we speak. Now, it can't stay there forever, but it could stay there for an extended period of time. Case in point here, you can see in November of 2020, where we were in the midst of a bull run, we stayed above this level literally from November all the way until February of the following year. So momentum can stay up there for quite some time. We will see how far it stays up there or how long it stays up there this time. But one other thing Ethereum just did, you can see this trend line playing out literally for the entire year of 2021 and the entire year of 2022. We held this line as resistance. We were continually, we had a high here, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, another lower high, and another lower high. And this is our first ever higher high. You can see our previous high was here. And for the first time, we didn't make a lower high. We actually made a higher high. And for the first time, we broke above this trend line. These are what you typically see when the market is trying to make a reversal. Again, when you've been going down for a year, you can't just flip a switch and suddenly you start going up. A lot of things have to happen, but we have to really collect ourselves in the market. We have to really establish our market structure, and then slowly we start to reverse that trend. It takes time to reverse that trend to start heading in the other direction. But we're showing some early signs. We have our first candle close above here. We have our first higher high. We have our first ever breakthrough of this trend line in the past 2 years. Things are looking good for Ethereum. This does not mean Ethereum suddenly goes to 5,000 tomorrow. This is not what it means. It's a trend reversal, and right now Ethereum is making a strong case to have a trend reversal. We will keep you up to date as we proceed, but November November should be a nice month for Ethereum. That doesn't mean it's going to go up tomorrow and in the next 5 minutes, but we're showing signs. And by the end of the month, we should be able to honestly take a look at the facts and see how well we did in this case that we're trying to reverse trend. How well did we do in the month of November? We will revert back and we will see. Now let's visit the second biggest outside of Ethereum is BNB, Binance Coin with USD. So what we have here is there's a couple major things happening. First and foremost, we held this base here, this market structure of about 205. And you can see how strong that structure has been and how long we have been playing with it. You could see their first candle closing as support in February of 2021. This was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle. It brought us to this new high. We came right back down to our base. It brought us to this little pivot high. We came right back down to our base, which brought us to our all-time high. And then we came right down to our base, not once, but twice. And you can see how strong this base is. We respected this base. BNB respected this base. So that's very powerful. At the same time that we respected our base, we were in this nice little downtrend here. You can see the candles starting to hold as resistance November of last year, very similar to Ethereum, holding resistance not once, but twice, multiple times, holding resistance. This was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle. We're in our second confirmation candle here, and we're in our third candle after confirming here. So very strong signs. BNB is slightly ahead of Ethereum in that respect. But again, very, very powerful chart showing a tremendous amount of respect as our base, and we need that in the next market. What we can also see is something very interesting happening in the RSI. When you click inside of here, and again, we're on the weekly chart for BNB USD, look at what's happening right here, and look at what's happening here. Do you see what I'm seeing? Look here, here, and here. What you notice is back in January of this year, we acted as resistance right here, which if you go back previously to 2020, this was also our resistance. So we were resistance here, and we were resistance at the same exact level back in March of this year. And we just broke through it. We broke through this previous resistance that was very, very strong. And again, this was our pivot high. This was a higher high. So I like what I see here in the RSI, and you can see the stochastic RSI showing very similar signs as Ethereum. We have a break to the upside. We have momentum heading to the upside at the same time here. And again, what you want to see is we build out a base and we start to reverse trend. And BNB is in that phase of it's trying to reverse trend. Just like Bitcoin, it takes a while. Bitcoin's price has been going down for over a year. Same with these altcoins. And they're all trying to reverse trend now. And it's going to come down to their market structure and how strong they are. And it's really going to come down to what Bitcoin's going to do. So that so far is the story. Let's go to our next one, XRP. I know a lot of people will love it, will hate it. But with XRP, we have strong opinions that we shared before, but we're basing everything on the facts. And what I see happening right now with XRP is very similar to this fractal pattern here. If we can put a circle on our chart here for this fractal pattern. Why? Because we had this cross right here, and then about a month later, we had a resistance from this level, and then a handful of months later, we were at this fractal pattern. 2022, we had this cross. A month later, rejection from the red line, same like here, and then a handful of months later, we finally broke through this green line for the first time ever. Same here. So this is what we're looking at right now. It's similar to this. What you want to see, what XRP needs to see, which will be the most bullish thing to happen to XRP, is this cross. This is what we covered right here on this channel. When we had this cross of the green line crossing back above the red line, everybody known to man was saying XRP is dead, going to zero. This is around the time of the start of the lawsuit. They had every piece of bad news against them. And we came right here on this channel and said, who cares about the news? We just had this bullish cross. XRP is about to have a very strong run to the upside. And we went from about 22 cents up to, $2, which is ridiculous. ridiculous, especially when you come on this channel. We always go against the grain and we go based on the facts and the charts. That's probably why you just subscribed. You've watched a couple of our videos. This is what we do. It doesn't matter if everybody's chanting the same thing. I come on here, I look at the facts, and I tell you the facts. And usually the facts win. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. So XRP didn't matter. Everyone in the world was against it. It's not like I love it or hate it. I could care less. I like the facts and I love charts. So we're looking for that. If you're an XRP fan, you're looking for that. What you like to see is we've had a nice curvature up in this green line here, this green moving average, and we want to see it continue and maybe have a cross somewhere in this area. And if it continues its bullishness being above this green line, it will happen sooner rather than later. If we continue this fractal pattern where we had this bullishness happen, we got above this red line, but then we broke down even further, then it will prolong the inevitable of the next cross. But that's what you're looking for with XRP. And what we need to talk about next is the RSI. You can see since August 2021, having this downtrend. If you draw a trend line on a chart, you want at least 3 touch points. The more touch points, the more powerful. We've had 3 here. We in fact had 4, and then we had a breakthrough. What you want to see is we made our first higher high, right? You can see our previous pivot high at 51, and we were up here at 56. You want to see this continue. You want to see this continue. It's trying to reverse trend, just like the other coins. Short term, you're trying to see this red line be on top. You don't want to see that. If we start to lose our momentum, pay close attention to your momentum when you're making swing trades, especially the time frame you're looking at that. So right now, this is what we're looking at. We're waiting for that cross, and don't be surprised if XRP gets above this red line as it did in the prior fractal pattern. But the most important piece is what happens after that. Are we going to break down even further, or are we going to try to maintain our base? Next up, Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin, obviously a lot of people getting very, very excited about Dogecoin, and you may be wanting to enter position in Dogecoin. What I will say is let's base it on the facts and the charts. Dogecoin rallied up to this red line. Okay, nobody can argue that. It rallied above the green line, above the blue line, got rejected from the red line. Now, what are the green, blue, and red? The green is the 50 MA, and the red is the 200, and the blue is the 100 MA. So looking at the history, we've done this before here, where prices were below all of the moving averages, and then it rallied above the green and above the blue and above the red in fantastic fashion very, very quickly, and then got resistance from this red line. And by the way, at the same time, the RSI was up here at 80 something. Sound familiar? That's what we just did. We had all these crosses down. Price action was below here, just like here. And then we rallied all the way up and got resistance. Anytime you want to enter a position, and if you see the RSI way up here at 84, and then you look at the history and what happened other times we were up this high, we were up this high back here, and then we fell down. We were up this high here, and then we fell down. We were up this high here, and then we fell down. It's actually a good time to sell when you have the RSI that high. Take some profits. It depends what kind of trader you are. If you're long term and you don't care about the next couple of weeks, you care about the next couple of years, you can enter a position, certainly. But if you're a swing trader, you're a short-term trader, you do not want to be entering positions up here when it's a good time to take profits. So let this play out. It's a little bit early to tell, but this is definitely not out of the ordinary. Doge has done this many, many times, most recently right here. And what you want to see is these moving averages get in order. You want to see the green on top, and you want to see the red on the bottom. And you want to see holding support on the 3 and have the moving averages be in order. Right now, they're not in order. The green is on the bottom. You want the green on top. You want the red is on top. You want the red on the bottom. And you want price action holding support. Once that happens, that's when the real explosion will occur. So we're not there yet, and we're also not close. You can see same thing happened here with the first explosion price in 2017. Once we got those moving averages in order and we were holding support, that's when we exploded. So you need the moving averages in order, you need holding support, and that's when the explosion will occur. So still sit back and wait on that. Now, I want to get to my story. There's a story that I told you at the beginning of the video that I wanted to tell you. We do have one more altcoin to cover, and then we will get to the story. So if you're somebody who likes my channel and likes me as a human, you're going to love the story more than anything, and you'll really appreciate it. So I'm going to cover one altcoin, and then we'll do the story. The one altcoin is ADA. It's ADA USD. We're on the weekly chart, and what I want to say is we made a video before about ADA, and we said ADA is trying to reverse trend. We're showing some early signs that we could reverse trend here with the RSI, and we had our momentum good at the time, and we were holding our base. So we made it very clear, hey, ADA is trying to reverse trend and the bottom could be in. And we went down a few cents from our initial bottom was about 38 cents and we went down to 33 cents. So we went down a couple cents. So my apologies if you sold all of your children and converted it to ADA because I said the bottom could be in and the bottom is not in. Now you're out your children. Was it worth it? I don't know. What I do here is I talk about what I see, but let's be honest. I make a few altcoin videos a year. I make hundreds of Bitcoin videos. Where am I putting my focus? It's not altcoin charts, so my apologies. So since ADA broke its base, this is a warning sign. Let's be honest here. This base is not from the past couple weeks. This base is years. Look back here at 2021, January 2021. Look at this, holding resistance right at this base. And if you go back even further to 2018, look at this, holding resistance. Look at this, holding support. This is the main base in all of ADA. We cannot mess with this base. And for us to hold this base week after week after week after week, this base that is years and years and years old, and then suddenly break it, that's a little bit of a warning sign at the same time that ADA is trying to reverse trend. So I would have a little bit of caution with this market structure at the moment when you have a candle actually close below it as resistance, which it did, this candle right here on October 17th. So let's proceed with caution. But again, ADA is doing similar things. We had this long time trend line. We broke above it here. And I literally said in that same video, don't be surprised if we come down and hold it as support, which we did. We held it as support right here. And we're trying to reverse trend. I think some people get confused with what trend reversal is after a long bear market. It doesn't happen in a day or a week or even a month. It takes months to reverse trend. My apologies if my interpretation or your interpretation of what I'm referring to, but this is a bear market. These take time to reverse, right? ADA is not going to shoot up suddenly to $2-3 in the next couple weeks. It's not. It's literally, you can bet a lot of money against that. It would be unheard of. That's not how charts operate. We need to reverse trend, and that's what we're in the middle of doing. Now, let me get to my story. Let me know in the comments. I think you'll really appreciate this. So when I was a kid, the bill collectors never stopped calling. They would call nonstop, and they would send mail nonstop. Every day there was mail. Every day there was more calls. It got to the point where my mom and dad were like, hey, you're not allowed to answer the phone anymore, and you're not allowed to look at the mail anymore. And money was something that always stressed my parents out. They had no idea how to deal with money. They were pretty bad at it, and it caused a lot of stress. And we were always struggling, with welfare and things like this. So I understood money at a very young age. I started making my own money at 7, and I had some goals set for myself because I didn't want to be stressed out about money ever in my whole life. And then I remember being 12 years old, and I remember getting a knock at the door, and I went to answer this, and there was a guy who was a bill collector, and for the first time, they weren't on the phone and they weren't in the mail. They were in person and they were looking very serious. And they said to me that we're going to shut off your electricity unless we get payment right now. I was home alone and I'm 12 years old. But at 12 years old, I understood that I had more money than my mom and her bank. I had more money than my dad's bank, and I had more money than my older sister. So it was my responsibility. I paid the guy to keep on our lights and he wouldn't evict us. From that day on, I started studying successful people. I had already been making my own money since 7, but I needed to understand it more and what successful people did, because there was nobody in my whole family that was even remotely successful. So I couldn't learn from them. I needed to learn on my own. I made it a goal from that day forward. I'm not going to have money ruin my life like it did with my mom and dad. And my sister really had no idea about money either. I fell in love with learning from successful people. And that's what I've done since that day for the past 26 years. And what I'm really excited about is a year and a half ago, I put up a poll on YouTube or Twitter, probably both. And I asked people, why are you in crypto? Are you in crypto because you want to get rich tomorrow and you want a Lamborghini, or you want to be a millionaire, or do you want financial freedom? And overwhelmingly, the high majority wanted financial freedom. I was blown away and so happy, because what I have been doing with my life for the past 26 years is studying financial freedom, is studying successful people and doing it. And I am thrilled, because since that day from that poll a year and a half ago, I've been building out a system for financial freedom in 7 steps. And it's what I learned in the past 26 years of studying successful people. It's what I dedicated my life to. So I wouldn't be, my mom and dad and older sister that had no idea. Even to this day, they're not very good with money. I made it my life's mission. And I always understood I had a little bit different than the other kids at school, and I was fine with it. And I worked my tail off so that money never controlled me. So over the past year and a half, I've been building in the background this system, this membership site that would focus on financial freedom. The first membership site in the world that combined crypto knowledge and financial freedom. And I built my 7 steps to financial freedom and building content around that. And this membership site is going to launch on Friday and in beta. And it's only going to launch to students because it's in beta. It's not ready to launch to the public yet. So if you're a student, this will be the single best investment you've ever made in your life. And there's no doubt about it. There will be no doubt about it. This is my life's work, and I cannot wait for you to see it. It will be free to students for the first month, because it's a beta test. I don't care about launching something and trying to get the masses to sign up to make more money. I don't care about that. I care about building the best damn membership site on earth that will combine crypto and financial freedom. This will be the best. That's why we're going to do it slow, and we're going to make a ton of tweaks and make it better and better and better. So if you're a student, watch the email. And if you are hearing this and you really want this, we will launch it to the public maybe next month or maybe early next year. And if you're a student, we're only taking maybe not many students, maybe 100, but it'll be very, very small. And you're going to have to sign up really, really fast. It'll be free for the first month, and you can cancel whenever you want. So there's no hidden ways to finagle money from you. I don't care about that. There's no hidden messages. It's free for the first month. You can cancel whenever the hell you want. So I can't wait. This is my life's work, and my Financial Freedom Academy, it's going to make thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's going to show them exactly how to get financial freedom, and I cannot wait. So I will see you on the inside in that. That's my little story. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you're excited about it. This is going to be a special day. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.